did your dad try to force a personality on someone that wasn't them? My dad decided before I could even talk that I was supposed to be the perfect feminine daughter. Not pretty, not smart, feminine. There's a difference. When I was little, he'd buy me dolls constantly, and every single birthday was pink overload. Pink dresses, pink room, pink bikes, pink everything. If I picked up anything remotely boyish, he'd immediately correct it like I was doing something illegal. Meanwhile, I hated all of it. I liked bugs, climbing trees, horror movies, skateboards, and building weird little inventions out of junk in the garage. I used to come home covered in dirt, and my dad would stare at me like I'd personally embarrassed him in front of the entire neighborhood. By middle school, it got worse. Every morning became a fight. Why are you wearing hoodies? Why don't you style your hair? Sit like a lady. Talk softer. Girls don't act like that. The man treated femininity like it was military training. My mom never really stepped in either. She'd just do that. Exhausted side parents do when they know something's wrong but don't want the argument. Then my dad found pageants. Worst day of my life. He signed me up without even asking first. Then spent months acting like he was managing a celebrity. Spray tans, makeup lessons, heels, fake smiles, posture practice. I was 14 and getting coached on how to wave at imaginary crowds. And the creepiest part, he genuinely thought this was making me better. One afternoon, I came downstairs in basketball shorts because it was like 95 degrees outside, and my dad looked me dead in the face and said, "No man is ever going to respect you if you look sloppy." I remember just sitting there thinking, why is a grown man talking about men wanting me to look attractive when I'm literally a child? That sentence flipped a switch in my brain. So I stopped arguing completely, and honestly that freaked him out more. For about 2 weeks, I became the exact daughter he wanted. Dresses every day, makeup before breakfast, hair perfect, soft voice, constant smiling. I even started calling everybody sweetie for no reason. My dad loved it. He kept bragging to relatives that I was finally growing into a proper young woman. What he didn't know was that I was committing so hard on purpose that it started becoming horrifying. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. to do full glam makeup before school. I started carrying around etiquette books. I refused to touch anything unladylike. One time, I asked my dad if women were allowed to eat ribs in public because it might look aggressive. He laughed at first. Then he slowly realized I was dead serious. I'd stare at him waiting for answers every single time. Can women raise their voices? Can women sweat? Can women fix cars? Can women disagree with men? And every time he answered, I'd write it down in this little notebook. I carried around labeled rules for being a proper woman. By the third week, my dad looked terrified every time I opened that notebook. Then came the final straw. We were at a family barbecue, and my little cousin asked if I wanted to play football outside with everybody else. I looked at my dad first. Then I smiled and said, "Oh no, girls shouldn't play rough sports. We might look unattractive." Dead silence. You could actually see the moment the sentence hit him because it was his sentence, word for word. That was the first time I'd ever seen my dad look genuinely ashamed. And after that day, something changed. Not instantly. He didn't become father of the year overnight, but the comments slowed down, then stopped. A few months later, I came downstairs wearing ripped jeans and grease stains because I'd been helping my neighbor fix a motorcycle. My dad looked up from the kitchen table, opened his mouth like he was about to say something, then just nodded once and went back to drinking his coffee.